Coach, this is Chuck Sullivan from the conference office. You're on our teleconference. Glad to have you with us. We're just recapping your season. Yep. Just recapping your season here. 2-10 overall, 2-6 in the American last year. Return 41 letter winners, 16 starters, and begin the season Thursday, August 30th against Western Carolina at home. Thanks for joining us again on the call. If you could just take a minute to tie up how your spring went and what you expect to see this summer as you head into the season.
Well, I thought we had a really good off-season, first and foremost, leading up to spring ball. Our guys came back with the right attitude and did a good job in winter conditioning. Then going into spring ball, you saw a lot of improvement. You saw guys flying around knowing exactly what to do and look a little more comfortable. But I saw a football team that's starting to come together and starting to care about each other, and that's what was exciting to see. And seeing our guys improve off the field and on the field was exciting, and just seeing us come together. And football-wise, a lot of guys stepped up. And one thing we have now that we didn't have as much is competition, and that's exciting. And I think that's a big reason why we've got a little better this spring.
Come to questions for Coach Taggart. Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and the operator will introduce you.
We'll take our first question from Joey Knight with Tampa Bay Times.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning, Joey.
I think you know what I'm going to ask. There's a report out there that Coach Straub's been suspended. Could you address that, please?
Well, first off, I would like to say I am so proud and so happy for Aaron Lynch being drafted by the 49ers. Really excited. It was a dream come true from him and his parents and his family, and really excited for USF, for him, and him keeping that streak going of us having guys drafted in the NFL. I thought that was big. Our players was really excited about him, so really, really, really happy for him, and hope he does a great job and know that he'll continue to get better. Very disappointed in the tweet that you're talking about, and Hans know how disappointed I am. Mark know how disappointed I am. Our football team know how disappointed I am. And to be honest with you, our administration is handling that.
And just to follow up, Coach, a couple of guys hurt in the spring, Rashard Pliant, Devin Abraham. How are they progressing physically at this point?
Great. They're out there working with our guys and back in the swing of things now, and really excited to see that, because those guys didn't have the spring ball, and really excited they can get a chance to get their strength back and conditioning back with their teammates, and for Rashard, he was able to run around before both those guys can run around. They just couldn't have any contact, but so they can be able to lift and get stronger. But they're both doing well now and should be ready to roll come training camp.
And we'll take our next question from Joey Johnston with Tampa Tribune.
Yeah, Willie, and the 49ers drafting of Aaron, I'm sure they had some questions to you about his character and drive and approach. What sort of questions did they have, and what did you tell them about his character and his approach?
I told him how Aaron's time was here with me. It was a good time. I heard a lot about it before I came in about him and what it was about. But I think from a character standpoint, Aaron wasn't any different than any other kid, and he worked really hard and didn't live up to the expectation everyone wanted him to. But you see a kid that's still growing, hadn't played a lot of football, and can continue to grow in a good environment, a good veteran environment. And I think we all know he's a heck of a talent that needs to grow and continue to grow as a young man, and that's our job as coaches, to continue to develop him. And I'm excited just to have a chance to coach him for a year. I wish he would have came back personally, but I'm excited he got his dream came true, and something he wanted to do, and being a part of that. And it was so excited to be able to see USF on there when he got drafted, and if you can imagine how our players felt to see that as well. It was awesome.
And just as a follow-up, you mentioned the tweet by Hans. You're on Twitter. Many of your players are on Twitter. Could you just speak to, how you want your staff and players to deal with this social media thing, which occasionally gets up and bites somebody. Just kind of your observations on how you like it to be handled moving forward.
Well, we always talk to our players about it and how we go about doing it. You know, if you can't use it to build your teammate up and our football program up, then it's no need to use it at all. You know, and we always tell our guys to think before they press in. You know, we're going to continue to express that to our guys, and hopefully that gets to them and they learn from it.
Thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Shannon Owens with Orlando Sentinel.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Got a similar question for you as I had earlier. A lot of the teams in the American have graduated some quarterbacks or are developing some younger quarterbacks or bringing quarterbacks after an injury. What do you feel is the biggest challenge in developing some of the quarterbacks today?
Well, part of it, I mean, you get a lot of really good talented kids coming in, and now you just need the time to really to develop them. Some guys, you throw them in the fire, and it's hard to learn that way, you know. But some guys, the ones that's able to come in and learn the ins and outs, not only of football, but just dealing with college, you know, and the work ethic. It takes time for some guys. They don't have it coming in, and not all guys do as freshmen, you know. But I think a big part of it is the work ethic, putting in the work that it takes, understanding that they don't have a lot of time with the coaches, you know. But then but having somebody with great work ethic and great leadership ability, which I think is important, you know, and being able to get your teammates to play for you. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge. And then just having some competition. I always believe in competition, and that helps a lot of people develop quicker.
And speaking of leadership, you mentioned Jameis Winston's dad had recently made a comment about he had a hope that his son could get some monitoring 24/7, just to, I guess, keep some of the riffraff out of his life. What's your take on just the world that a lot of these kids are growing up in today with so much access, so much temptation? Do you feel like there should be a greater level of monitoring today for college athletes, and if so, how would that be accomplished?
Well, I think so. For some guys, I mean, a guy like Jameis, you just think about he's a Heisman Trophy winner that's coming back to school, and all the things that comes with that, and all the people that know him. I mean, he's known over the whole country now, and with social media, everything is magnified even more. So the kids, and they're learning, and they're developing, and as coaches, that's our job as mentors, is to teach them and help them, you know. And some going to make mistakes. You know, you just hope they learn from them and continue to grow. You know, that's part of growing up, and as coaches, that's our job to help with that.
And then finally, the American, you know, obviously doesn't get the advantage of the college football playoff format as last season. Obviously, that's changed. Do you feel like when guys get drafted in the NFL as high as, say, for example, Blake Bortles did, does that help the profile of the conference and have some sort of a trickle-down effect on all the other teams?
Well, I think it does. I mean, I think whenever someone in our conference do something well on that, at that standard, it helps our conference, it helps our school, it helps them as an individual, you know. And we as a conference just have to continue to win ball games and get better. And again, we're a new conference, you know. And for what Central Florida did, and some Louisville and some other schools this past year was a big start to our conference and where we're going with it.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Desmond Connor with the Hartford Current.
How's it going, Coach? I wanted to get your thoughts on good. I wanted to get your thoughts on student athletes being paid in college.
My thoughts on them getting paid?
Yeah.
My thoughts, I think if you can come up with a nice system to get them all something, it will be good. I'm a big believer on you got to do something in order to get it, and I think by being a student athlete, you're getting something with the scholarship, and if you want more money, then maybe there's an incentive. If you do a good job academically, then you can get more money, and then we all want our kids to graduate and do well, and we can't lose fact on that, too, and lose sight on that, on the fact why they're really here, and football is a privilege to be able to play big-time college football, but you also want to get an education, and the best education you can get. And I think if you can come up with a way where you put a little bit of that in there, too, I think it would be great.
So Coach, with some kind of incentive tied to academics?
No doubt. I think that'll be huge. I think you're getting a lot playing football and academic. I think that'd be huge. It'd be what we all want. When we sit around, we talk. Football is great and it's a privilege for them, but we all want them to graduate and be productive citizens and be able to do well in our communities when they're done. And we got to keep focused on that and not just football, and just giving money, but give them something that's going to help them down the road. And even if it's not academic, something where they can get it, and their friends graduate, and they can help them get a job or help them get started in their next chapter of their lives.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Any other questions for Coach Taggart, please? Coach, thanks for your time today. Look forward to seeing you at the end of July in Newport.
Thank you very much.